that's a perfect setup to give you a nice historical backdrop to what we are doing now and why we're doing it, and why is cultural diplomacy so important, and why is the State Department involved in it. As Peggy was saying, when USIA closed, a large portion of the exchange programs that it did came into the bureau that I'm in, the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs. And our objective is essentially people-to-people exchanges, with the belief that when people get to know each other on an individual basis as a person with probably many more things in common than different, we can form opinions about each other and about other countries in a way that we wouldn't otherwise. So the more people that get to know Americans and the more Americans that get the opportunity to go abroad and meet people from other countries, the stronger our relationships will be with other countries. So with that as a broad backdrop, the kind of programs that we do include everything from the Fulbright program to sports exchanges, youth exchanges, professional exchanges, and one very special program, cultural exchanges. Why do we do cultural exchanges? Well, essentially, cultural programs allow us to reach audiences that we wouldn't otherwise reach. I mean, let's be honest, there are a lot of people in the world who would much rather go to a concert or see a dance performance than go hear a speech or lecture. And the type of people who are a little bit more open to seeing what America is about through culture are exactly the types of people we wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity to engage with. And what our hope is that we can just expose as many different people as possible to the many different faces of American culture. And there is not one face of American culture, there are many. And the extent to which people can see and engage with the diversity of American culture, the better we believe their understanding or open-mindedness will be. So how do we do that? Well, what started off as jazz diplomacy has really blossomed, and in recent years we've focused extensively on broadening our cultural programs to include all types of disciplines. So we have a dance program, a music program, a film program, a writing program, and recently a visual arts program. Traditionally, the State Department had sort of thought about the visual arts as something that was very costly, and you would have to transport large objects to be shown in museums to reach elite audiences. But that's not the case. That visual artists can be envoys and ambassadors in the same way that jazz musicians can be. So we are including all disciplines of culture with the hopes that we'll be able to reach a broader audience and engage in different ways. And all of our programs are, involve multiple levels of engagement. So for example, any dance performance, any dance group or music group that goes out will do a large audience performance, but then they'll also on the sidelines do workshops, master classes, meet with students, and our hope is that people can get to know each other on an individual basis and not just see a large-scale performances. So we're broadening not only the number of disciplines that we support, but also the depth of engagement that happens when we send people abroad or in many cases bring people here. And I think that using cultural diplomacy is really, when you hear the president and the secretary talk about the use of smart power, well, what does that mean? It means essentially using all of the tools that we have at our disposal in foreign policy. And this is one of many ways to reach foreign audiences. And I think it's a really important one because of the types of audience it can reach and because of the non-threatening nature and because cultural programs in the arts transcend language, transcend religion, transcend political divides, and offer an opportunity for engagement on a relatively neutral platform. So we are working hard in a difficult budget climate to extend our programs and really maximize them. And one of the things that that means is we are taking a hard look at how we can be more supportive of ongoing cultural programs that are already happening. How can we partner with other organizations, be it funders or be it organizations themselves who are traveling abroad. So we want to connect people who are already traveling and already engaging in this work with our embassies and our posts abroad so that they can have support on the ground if they want it. Now granted, not every arts organization or traveling group wants to be associated with the US government, but for those who do, we want to offer that assistance and that we're not just writing grants, but how can we partner and really leverage all the existing work that's going on in the world.